It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hi, and welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. I'm your cook, Uncle Roy, and my lovely assistant, Miss Callie Allies. Come here, Callies. Yeah. Over here. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Turn around, yeah. Oh, yeah, oh. Say hello to everybody, Callie. Yeah, oh, yeah. Look great. Oh, pretty. Yeah. Today we're going to the tropicals. We're going to the islands. We're going to do some jerk cooking today. And we're going to do a jerk pork dish with curried rice. So it's going to be a nice and spicy dish for us today. And first of all, I have my pork. I got 1.5 pounds of pork. And I just bought, you can get any kind of pork you want to. I just happened to get the boneless country style ribs that are on sale. And I just took and cut my pork up because I wanted bigger chunks of it. And then you take and you put in a Ziploc bag and you add like about a tablespoon of jerk seasoning. Now you just take and just rub this around and let this sit and marinate for about an hour or 2 hours so that the meat can absorb all the seasonings. And this is really simple to do. It's just like a stir fry. In the bowl here for fruit, we have a small can of pineapple, and drain off the juice and save the juice in your cup because that's going to be part of the sauce. Then I also have 1 mango and 1 papaya. And make sure you take the seeds out of the papaya and you dice this up into bigger chunks. You don't want real tiny because it's going to get too soft and mushy then. So with your fruits, you want a little bit larger chunks. And then for our vegetables, I have half of a yellow onion, half a red pepper, and half a green pepper. And with the peppers, just make sure that you take out the membranes and the seeds out of the inside. And these we cut into larger chunks too, because these are going to stir fry up rather quickly, and we don't want them to get all mushy. A lot of people, when they stir fry, they overcook the vegetables and fruits, and it gets too soft. So we want to keep these nice and crisp. So, are you waiting for something, Callie? Yeah? You waiting for samples? Yeah. So we'll take and turn on our frying pan first. And we want a higher heat because we're stir frying and you want to be able to cook and sear it rather quickly. But you don't want to have it extremely high. Like a medium high is fine. You don't want it like high. Otherwise you're going to burn, everything will scorch too easily. Because there's a lot of sugars in the sauces and stuff, and that's going to brown very easily. Now we'll let that get up to temp. And I'm just going to use a little bit of olive oil because we want to take and stir fry this, and just enough to coat the bottom of the pan, nothing heavily. You don't want it deep, like about a tablespoon or 2. And to that we're going to be adding, to this we're going to put in about a tablespoon of minced garlic. Now you can use the press and cut up your own, but it's easier to get it in the jar already done for you. Dollar store. And we don't want to brown this garlic, but we do want it to get softened. Smell like garlic, can't you, Callie? Yeah. We'll let that heat up. And then we start off with our meat first, because the vegetables and fruit are only going to take a short while and they heat up rather quickly and fast. And like I said before, we don't want to overcook. So you always want to do your meats first whenever you're doing a stir fry type dish. Hello. And we're just taking stir fry this now until it gets completely cooked through. Let's see here now. Also, remember now, Callie and I, yeah, Miss Callie's, we're on Facebook and YouTube now. You can just go to search and type in the Northwoods Cooking Show, and it'll pop up on YouTube and on Facebook. And both places now we have previous episodes where I've uploaded different recipes. So if you missed a lot of our previous shows, you can catch up on some of them. And we've been on now for over a year, and so I still have a lot of recipes to upload, but we just do a few at a time. So check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Also now, Miss Callie and I have entered the Hometown Video Awards, which is based out of Olympia, Washington. And we've entered one of our Christmas episodes. The first one was we are in costume and Christmas attire, and Callie has her little antlers on. She was Santa's helper. And so wish us luck on that too. We'll see if we win anything, and we'll keep you updated on how that goes. Also, I got some information from the Minnesota State Fair, and they sent me information from a company based out of Los Angeles. And they want to start a TV series with people who have won blue ribbons in either state or county fairs, which I've done both, as you know. And I auditioned for it and sent in a videotape, not of the show, but just a 3-minute interview of myself. And I passed the first phase, and I went on to the second phase, and I sent in a second tape. And it's showing all the ribbons that I won as my backdrop. And Callie's out there. She's in there with me too, playing with me, and we're having the ribbons and throwing them and having a fun time. And so we'll see how that goes and see if we can get into the contest for that. There's a lot of things going on with the Northwoods Cooking Show. So just keep tuned and check out on Facebook. I also have a page, the Northwoods Cooking Show, and I keep people up to date too there on what's new with the show and how the contests are going and more recipes that we upload. So remember to check us out there too. Now this is browning just nicely. We want this to cook thoroughly now too. It's going to cook longer too as we add the more vegetables to it. So you don't want to like overcook them either. That smells so good with that garlic and that jerk seasoning. Wow. And this we're going to take and make it's a jerk pork in a peach mango chutney sauce. We're getting kind of fancy here on the Northwoods Cooking Show with curried rice on the side. Now the rice I already got cooking, and that is so simple to make. That is just your rice and curry in the water. And what I did was it's 2 to 1. So you need 1 cup of rice and 2 cups of water. Let the water come to a boil first. Put in your 1 cup of long grain rice. Add a teaspoon of curry powder. You can do more or less depending on your taste. I probably would have done more for myself, but it's fine just the way it is. Because I like spicy food. And then you bring that to a boil, and when it comes to a boil, after your rice and your curry's in there, put the cover on and turn it down to a simmer and time it for exactly 20 minutes, and you get perfect rice every time. It's not hard at all. That's all there is to it for the rice. Now we'll take and add our vegetables. And like I said, this is like half a red pepper, half a green pepper, and half a yellow onion. And we're going to just stir fry these until the vegetables just begin to start to lose their shape. They're going to get nice and bright and glossy. But we don't want to overcook them now, so be careful. That's what a lot of people do. We just want to brighten up the colors. We want to heat them thoroughly. When the onions start to go a little limp, just a little, then that's when you're done with your vegetables. Oh, they want a pepper. Oh. Callie, I don't think you like peppers. No. just eat anything we touch. And these are coming along just fine. The onions are glossy now, they're getting slippery. And that's just about right where we want it. Now we can add our fruit. And this is the small can of pineapple chunks, 1 papaya, and 1 mango dice. Sizzle, sizzle, Callie, sizzle. Yeah. You're waiting for another piece to fall, aren't you? Yeah, I'm gonna be careful here. We got a lot in the pot. Yeah. This is so pretty and colorful. Now the juices from the pineapples and the peppers are going to be combined now with all the meat, and that's going to give everything a wonderful flavor. So you're not going to run out of oil, so you don't need a lot in there. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. You don't want this to get greasy from oil. Now we'll just let this sit for a little bit so that all the vegetables and all the fruit can heat up thoroughly. And then for my sauce, I got a concoction here of the leftover pineapple juice, which is a 1/4 cup of the juice. I put in a 1/4 cup of water, a tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and a tablespoon of soy sauce. And this is going to take and thicken up and give a nice glaze to all the vegetables. But also on top of that, I have my own homemade peach chutney. Yeah. I didn't win in the fair with this one, but it still tastes really good. And this is going to be a great sauce to add into the thickening sauce here. So you give it a wonderful flavor. And I'm just going to start out with about a 1/2 cup. And just see how that incorporates with everything first. You can always add more to it. It's one thing about the cooking, the recipes I give you, if I do freehands like this, you can always add more of anything you want to any of your recipes, but once you put it in, you can't take it out. So it's always best to do a little less, and you can always add more later if you want to. This is coming along just great, Callie. Now I'll just pour this on top. And we're going to cook this until it thickens up and coats all the vegetables and meat. Oh, that's looking good, Callie. Oh. So I just want to continue stirring until this thickens up. And you can let it reduce if you want to, if it gets to be too thin, because sometimes the juices from the meats and the vegetables and fruit and all on the bottom might take and thin out your sauce. But this is looking just fine. We can let this simmer just a little bit longer, just so that it thickens up just a little bit more. It's just about perfect. You don't want to get too thick a sauce, but you want it to coat everything too. Oh, 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 oh. I think it's time for samples. Oh. Mmm. Not really good. Oh, is that ever good? Oh, that jerk seasoning is fabulous. And this is just about done. It's just, I don't want that sauce too thick, and that's just about right. So we'll turn that down. Let's see. So curried rice. Scoop of that on the side there. Or you can put it right on top if you like. I like mine on the side. Then you can just take and add it, to the sauce. And put this right on top. Mmm, look at all those veggies and fruities. Yeah, it looks good, Callie. I just love that. Mmm. And this is our jerk chicken with peach mango chutney sauce with the curried rice. As you can tell, this is just a beautiful dish. We have the peppers and the mangoes and papayas, and this is the jerk pork with our curried rice. Boy, is that ever pretty. It's really tasty too. Isn't that right, Miss Callie's? Oh, yep, she's waiting. Hi, and welcome back. Wasn't that good, Callie? Mmm. That chutney, oh, that was a delicious recipe. Whoa, was that good. Now we're going to be making dessert, and we're going to be making a rice pudding. And for this, we need 3 cups of milk. And we're going to put this into our pot, and we want to bring this to a boil. Now this is very simple to do. It's just the milk and rice, basically. There's other rice puddings that you can put into the oven, but this one we make on the stovetop. Ooh, Callie, what? What are you looking at? What? Now we let this come to a boil, and then we're going to be putting in 1/3 cup of uncooked long grain white rice. And with this, then we'll take and let it simmer and until the milk is absorbed, which will be about 30 to 40 minutes. And then we're also going to be putting in 1/3 cup of raisins. And I might have said this before on the last show, that with your raisins, if you keep the container in the refrigerator, the raisins will come out much nicer and not stick together if you keep them at room temperature, like in your cupboards or something. This way they just crumble apart, and it makes it just much easier to take them out of the containers. Then when it comes to a boil, we'll just put the cover on and let this simmer then for like 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, now it's like about 40 minutes, and the pudding now is nice and thick. Most of that liquid is absorbed. And now we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of white sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we'll just take and mix this up. And then this is all ready to serve. All we have to do is put that into our containers. Oh! Miss Callie. Oh, she always knows when the food's done. And this is our wonderful rice pudding. You can't have this, Callie. It's got raisins in it. You can't eat raisins. No. And then you just take and top off with a little sprinkle of nutmeg. Good. Taste that, Callie, and see how it is. It's hot. Really good. This is Miss Callie. I have a TV show on cable called the Northwoods Cooking Show. And she's my assistant, and she helps out in the kitchen, and she helps us to cook and bake, and it's a lot of fun and entertaining. It's also on Facebook and YouTube. And I have it on like 10 different channels across the nation. And it's just cable access, so it's just local, and it's fun. And Callie, look at Callie's. Look at, I got so many ribbons here. Look at. I got so many here, I don't have enough frames for them.
My show is also entered into a national contest for Blue Ribbon Rivals. As you can tell, I've got a lot of ribbons to rival with. And we're also entered in a national contest with Public Access. Wish us luck, everyone.
No, you don't want to chew up the ribbons. No. That's a purple one. That's a sweet sticks. No. That's a blue one. No, that's sweet sticks. No. Don't be chewing the good ones. All right, quiet on the set, please. Hi, and welcome back. Now we're going to take, and this is our question and answer period, where we answer questions from you, the viewers. And you can write to Miss Callie and I at the Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com, and we'll try to answer all your questions as best we can. We also like to remind you that we're also on Facebook and YouTube, so just enter the Northwoods Cooking Show in the search column, and you'll be able to see a lot of our old episodes and see a lot of our recipes up there. Are you ready, Callies? Let's see who wrote us this week. Oh, she gets a treat every time we answer the mail. Yeah, oh, yeah. Quit. Dear Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, I have all these extra tea bags left in my cupboard and I have no idea what to do with them. Do you have any suggestions? Jackie from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Well, thanks, Jackie. Yeah, I get a lot of those too. I have a lot of leftovers from different flavors, whatever do you have. There's one thing I've learned to make is like a potpourri type of tea. And what I'm going to do is I got a little pot of water boiling here now. And I'm going to take all these extra tea bags here and open these up and mix all the flavors together. Now these happen to be the fall flavors. So this is like pumpkin and apple cider and ginger snap. And I'll just blend these teas together and I'm going to put in a couple sticks of cinnamon. Then when it comes to a boil, just take and let it seep then for about 20 minutes to half an hour. And then you can take your tea and either pour it over ice or just stick it in a container after it cools down and stick it in the refrigerator so you can have it cold iced tea and just pour that over the rocks over on ice. You can also take and add like a Sprite to it if you want a little bit more effervescent type of tea. And this makes a wonderful flavor and helps you to get rid of all these extra tea bags. You can use any flavors you want and just mix them all together. I've done that before for different parties for like a potpourri type punch, and it makes some wonderful flavors. So we hope that helps you out there, Jackie, and thank you for watching. And remember to answer any of your questions too. Just email us at the Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com. And for Miss Callie and myself, we'd like to say healthy eating, be safe, and spread the sunshine. Say goodbye, Callies. Ooh, yeah.